some notes on this. I gotta read this. The Bishop Museum. Bishop Museum was founded in 1889 by Charles Reed Bishop in honor of his late wife, Princess Bernice, and I can never pronounce this name because it's in Hawaiian, but Karen can pronounce it. Pahui Bishop, the latest descendant of the royal. She was the last descendant of the King Kamehameha family, and so when she passed away, her husband Charles dedicated this museum to her lineage, her legacy of the Hawaiian people and the Kamehameha family, and opened this up initially for them, and now it's like one of the premier, if not the premier, museum in all of the Pacific for Polynesian culture, Hawaiian culture. So it looks very nice on the outside. It was probably about a 10-minute drive from Waikiki Beach to get here. Hopefully the wind is not bothering us too much. We're gonna check in here. We're gonna go check it out. Okay, seems like every time I start filming here in Hawaii, I hear sirens in the background. Again, I'm not gonna miss that sound when I retire. It was about, to get into the Bishop Museum, it's about $25 a person. It costs us just under $50. I think it was $24 some change. They do not offer first responder discounts. They don't offer discounts to former military, but they do offer discounts to Hawaiian residents and also to active duty military. So they do offer that. So when you pay, this is like a gift shop when you, it's actually through here. And then when you come out to this like a big courtyard, and you're going to go to different sections of the museum here. It's very nice grounds. And then Karen found this woman here who makes all this stuff by hand.
We would string the string beans, and we would, you know, do the small things that little kids would do to help make dinner. And she would make the lei, and she would tell us, or yeah.
Is this like it's like a weapon, or what is that?
No, it's called a luhe'e. It's to catch octopus.
Oh, to catch octopus?
Yeah.
Really?
See, the shell is the favorite food of the octopus.
Brings them in.
Oh.
So they break into the shell. Once they get to the shell, they won't let go. You know, so the hook is superfluous. They don't even get to the hook. They're just hanging on to the shell.
And is the rock to kill it, or?
No, the rock is just to stabilize it.
It's to stabilize. So the octopus gets in here, it won't let go, and they just pick it up and they got octopus.
That's right.
Amazing. Looks like something from the movie Moana. It's like the big hook. Remember that? The god Maui.
I'm back. It's Maui time.
But I mean, is this actually used as a hook, or what's it used for? So like, not for fishing? Is it really for fishing?
When it's large like that, it's for sharks.
For sharks. Is it okay if I touch it?
Of course.
They don't, you know, they go into the reef. We like the reef fish.
Shark's teeth.
Because
Oh,
it's
that
the
is
most
quite sharp.
tender,
That is
right?
quite sharp. Feel that. That's sharp.
It's very sharp.
And what would they use something like this for?
It's a weapon.
As a weapon. Yeah, you would not want to get hit with that.
Actually, they don't hit. They slice.
They slice. Oh.
And you don't hit.
Under the arm.
They go through like this.
They go through
They go through your like this, and they like this.
So your intestines and everything are falling out. Ooh, common bird is like a seagull, but it's not a seagull.
This is a pigeon.
Pigeon.
Rooster.
It's
A rooster. Oh, we should have known that by the color of the feathers. Pretty interesting history here, actually. Now, these guys were incredible sailors and sailed all over the Pacific. However, obviously this must have been a remake of one of the ancient ships, because I don't think they wore baseball caps or had igloo coolers on their ships back in the 1600s. But obviously you get the point. I think there was a movie called Voyage of the Kon-Tiki, which is they remade a ship like this. I think they sail all over the Pacific. Pretty interesting. It's probably on YouTube now, but if you get a chance, I think it's called Voyage of the Kon-Tiki. Yeah, it's just hard to imagine they didn't keep going east and bump into United States or Central America. I mean, they must have. Well, I personally found that really neat. I've been to Hawaii probably 6 times, and I've never been here. I mean, I go to the traditional places, Waikiki Beach, and you go to Maui and places like that, but this was really a neat place to go, and it was well worth the money. I personally came away with it with 3 different feelings. The first feeling I got was educational. I learned a lot about Hawaiian culture, and it was neat how they lived, and really their navigational skills and everything about going around sailing around the Pacific were really interesting. Then my next way I felt was sad, because you can't deny it. I mean, Western civilization, primarily from the United States, really stole the Hawaiian Islands. We really did. There was a monarchy. It seemed that they were happy. They had an infrastructure, and by some force, not like a full-blown invasion, but basically just by sheer brute of power, the United States just kind of came in and taken over, took the islands over. In fact, there was one section, I think it was like in 1893 or something like that, some U.S. troops basically landed in Honolulu with a bunch of weapons, and the princess at that time just kind of seceded because she didn't want to have any bloodshed. So I felt sad about that. And then the last feeling I had about it was I felt a little uplifting, because the place was packed full of small children, many of which were, I got the impression, were of Hawaiian ancestry, that you could tell that here in 2019 they're really trying to get their culture taught to the younger generations so they don't forget that, because it's very important. So I kind of went through with 3 different phases: educational, sad, and then a little uplifting at the end.
So it was really difficult for me to go through the 3rd floor and be reminded of the injustices that are presented to my people. So it's really hard, never easy, and so I struggle with it. But it isn't something I can change, and it is, what's done is done. So, I have to kind of make peace with that. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, I don't, you really can't get away with that. You can't sugarcoat that at all. I mean, you're right, all the way back from the American Indians, the way we treated the Native Americans, throughout the early to mid to late 1800s is terrible, even in the 1900s actually. And then again, same way here with the Hawaiian Islands. I mean, as you read about that, they literally had a self-sustaining government. They were good, yes. They were happy, and they weren't enemies.
And recognized by other countries as a self-sustaining government.
Again, for me, it was uplifting towards the end. There really does seem to be, I don't want to say it's a push, because maybe it's always been there, but it does seem to be a pretty good education criteria to try to get the younger generations of Hawaiians not to forget their culture. This is a beautiful cemetery. The last time I was here I think I was 16 years old, and I was here on a high school trip that I came down here. I remember what a beautiful cemetery it was, and the inscription here, this memorial has been dedicated by the United States of America in proud and grateful memory of her soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen who laid down their lives in all quarters of the earth that other peoples might be freed from oppression. So, personal view of the National Cemetery in Punch Bowl here in Oahu is beautiful. It's no cost. It's very humbling. If you get an opportunity, you should definitely come out here. The only downside to it, I was just telling Karen, I think they should make it a tourist helicopter exclusion zone. We've had about 4 or 5 helicopters fly over. One of them really low. I'm sure just full of tourists. And this is, you know, this is a cemetery, for gosh sakes. I mean, you don't need to fly over in a helicopter and get photo shots of it. But it is a very beautiful cemetery. Highly recommended, and just very humbling. So as I was saying, hey, listen, Steven Spielberg never had these problems, all right? Stop that. So we are, pronounce this correctly, the
Byodo-In.
Byodo-In, which is not really an inn because that would be a hotel, so it's not really a hotel. It's more like a temple. I'm not being blasphemous, but it shouldn't be called a temple?
Don't be American.
Okay, it's the Byodo-In, but it's not really a hotel. But it's the Byodo-In, and it's actually...
Could you be any more fill in the blank?
Shh. It is very beautiful here, though.
It is a stunning...
It's stunning, beautiful.
Stunning...
And
stunning
these mountains,
temple.
and see, it is a temple then. You just said that.
It is a temple.
But it's called an inn?
Byodo-In is the name. Byodo-In. It's a name. B-Y-O-D-I-I-N.
It's a cat right there.
Byodo-In.
If he is, that's why he's learning it.
So,
I'm gonna go see what he's doing.
so you work here, right?
I tried to.
So is this Byodo-In or is it Byodo Temple?
Byodo-In Temple.
Byodo-In Temple. There you go. Okay.
Did I've been saying it right.
I think that you were actually more correct than I was, because the camera would show that I was incorrect. Where's that cat again? Okay.
The Byodo-In Temple.
So this is the Byodo-In Temple.
You're saying it 3 words. Byodo-In is 1 word.
Byodo-In.
Byodo-In Temple.
I should just delete this whole thing and start over again.
You should.
So,
You're so American right now.
so this
It's
is
killing me.
so this is the Byodo-In Temple, and it is at the base of some mountains that it's like out of Jurassic Park. I do know that they filmed part of Jurassic Park. Come on, let's walk. I do know that they filmed part of Jurassic Park in Hawaii, but it was in Kauai.
No, it was here.
It was in Oahu.
A portion of it, a little bit of it. Some
It
of
must have
these shots.
it must have been this mountain range, because this mountain range here is crazy. It's really beautiful. It's like a little stream or a
Fern
creek
grove.
here.
It's a fern grove. This is what a fern grove looks like through.
Now, are those papaya on that tree right there?
It is.
And so, Karen, this would be a Japanese temple?
It is, yes. And they have the Amida Buddha, which is in this large structure right here in the middle. And it is beautiful.
See, these are one. I really like this trip to Hawaii. I've been here maybe 6 times. You've been here. Well, you were born here, and then you've been back for a lot of times since then. These are the type of things that people generally don't go and see when they come to Oahu. They go see Waikiki Beach, Pearl Harbor. You know, they go see. You know, they go to Don Ho's restaurant or something like that. But they don't. You know, you got to kind of get off the beaten path a little bit and see some of the other things out here that are really amazing.
Now, visitors are invited to ring the bell.
Well, that won't work for me because I'm not a negative person. I'm a very positive person, right?
Welcome. Don't take a finger.
Okay, so we're going to start a new Blue Line RV adventure tradition. We are going to, all the different places we go to, when they have these press coin machines, probably mostly pennies, we're going to press these out. We're going to press these out and start this tradition. And we're going to start collecting smushed. We don't call them smushed, but we're gonna start collecting coin imprints from around the country. So this is our very first one.
Do you want the Buddha or do you want the temple?
Let's do the Buddha. How'd it turn out? Oh, way cool. Let's see if we can see the detail. Let's see if we can get the detail of that. That is actually way cool. It's on our very first one. Congratulations to us. All right, very cool. Okay, a little bit of a Blue Line RV adventure mystery. What kind of fish is that? You can see that in the video or not. Its tail is really unusual. I want to say it's maybe an opaima, but I thought they were only native to South America. But it's definitely not a koi or a carp. But his tail is really unusual. Anyways, if you know what that is, maybe leave a comment or let us know. But it's a really big fish, and it's got really hard scales on it, but that's what it looks like at least. And I'm taking a guess, but I think it's an opaima. If it was something from South America. I didn't think they had them in Hawaii.
Very bright day, and you see the rooster against the blue sun. You take that picture. It is amazing.
Now, Karen, this gentleman right here, he said that could be an opaima, and I agree. But do you know? I get this on there. Do you know how I know what an opaima is? Because I watch River Monsters with Jeremy Waite. Did you watch River Monsters, right? And he's fished for opaima. Jeremy Waite and River Monsters. He goes, fish on. He starts reeling it in.
You're crazy.
Right? Right?
Yep.
High five.
There you go.
Take care, guys.
Go circle. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there is a fish on. Did you see that?
Yeah, let drop. It's set to.
Yeah, that is a fish on. Fish on. Fish on. Fish on. Fish on. It's a fish on. And that's a fish on. That's a fish on. Fish on. Fish on. That's a fish on. That's a fish on. Fish on. Fish on. Fish on. Fish on.
Okay, that's going to do it for today. It's our first full day in Hawaii. And it's our first full day in Hawaii. And until we, how was I supposed to say it again? I've already forgotten. Let's start this one more time. Okay, I've already forgotten. Okay, this is gonna do it. This is gonna do it for today's episode. This is our first full day in Hawaii, and until we start back up again,
We've got your 6.
We've got your 6. Maybe we should do this one more time. Okay, this is gonna wrap it up for our first full day here in Hawaii. If you're from, how do you pronounce this place again?
Byodo-In.
The Byodo-In, one word, Byodo-In. And we'll pick it up again tomorrow. But until then, we've got your 6.
You are terrible at this.
Let's try it one more time. Just we've got your 6. We've got your 6.
The first, probably in the last